And welcome to Fox News Sunday Panel Plus with Bill Kristol, Mara Liasson, Kevin Madden, and Juan Williams. Well, let's talk about the subject of the first half of our show today, and that was Glenn Beck and his extraordinary rally on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. I don't know if it was 100 or 200 or 500,000 people. It was a whole lot of people. What do you make of the rally, and what do you make of the turnout, Bill?
It was a huge turnout. I knew some young people who were there, and they said it was both impressive in its size, impressive in its age distribution. A lot of young people, actually. It was not, people want to say, well, these are just older, disgruntled, angry people. The mood was not angry, very religious, patriotic. He really pulled something off, I think, in that. I mean, if you had said, not only is he going to get 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 people there, but it's incredibly well behaved, you know, and a very nice atmosphere. And on Martin Luther King, on the date of Martin Luther King's speech, going out of their way to pay tribute to Martin Luther King. Almost every speaker did that. So I think taking off the edge of this is inappropriate to do it on this date. Glenn Beck really pulled something off.
And what do you think? I mean, it was a non-political rally, really. You know, everybody went, oh, yeah, sure, non-political. But there really were almost no comments that could be interpreted as political. Does the fact that you have that many people coming across the country here, does it have a political significance?
Yeah, sure, because these are not people who are happy with the way the country is going. And the last great occasion for large rallies and for great hope was the Obama campaign. And this is the flip side of the Obama campaign 2 years later. And I think just as the Obama campaign, it was foolish for partisans of Hillary Clinton or John McCain to dismiss the Obama campaign as, oh, they just get a lot of people into rallies. It doesn't mean anything. It would be very foolish for liberals and others to dismiss this and say, well, this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I think coming just a couple months before Election Day, what this is a measure of is the enthusiasm on the social conservative right and the economic conservative right. This was not a Tea Party event, but there was plenty of Tea Party involvement in it, and I think this is yet another measure of how much enthusiasm there is in the Republican ranks. I mean, so far, you know, the anti-establishment feeling inside the Republican Party has been confined to the primaries, and they've knocked off a number of Republican establishment senators, but they've come together, from so far at least, behind the eventual nominees. I think this is just yet another sign of a potential Republican rout in November.
Kevin, is Glenn Beck, and now let's take him at his word that he has no interest in ever running for office and that he doesn't think he'd ever be electable anyway. Is he a player in the conservative movement now?
He is, because he talks about a lot of the issues that grassroots conservatives, even, you know, folks who are more libertarian leaning or just call themselves a conservative but don't identify with one party or the other. He gives voice to a lot of their frustrations that they feel are ignored by your conventional politicians or other people in elected office. And I think what you see right now is you do have this leading indicator of this enthusiasm right now by Republicans and conservatives, but you also see the fact that he is somebody who understands the disconnect that people feel, that Washington isn't listening, and he kind of gives voice to it, much the way that many other people on the radio or in the talk show world do. And in a time right now where we're sort of anti-politician, he is a real big bullhorn for a lot of those people.
And to the degree, because, you know, we shouldn't have been surprised, but I think a lot of people were surprised to the degree to which this was a spiritual event, a revival meeting more than a political rally. What impact does that have on Republicans going forward towards 2012? If in fact people are as anti-politician, does that mean that they're going to look for somebody, if it's not Glenn Beck, somebody who speaks more to sort of spiritual renewal and less to, here's my 5-step program?
Well, I think less about the actual religious revival of it, but more to the honor and integrity. I think that ultimately, a lot of times, if you look at 2012 or any other presidential campaign, these oftentimes become contests of attributes. Who is it that, and ultimately any candidate has to answer the question affirmatively, does this person understand the problems, the frustrations, the anxieties of people like me? Now, Glenn Beck is answering a lot of that. So I think anybody who wants to take advantage of that as a candidate for office has to start being able to answer those questions affirmatively with candidates in the with activists at the grassroots level.
Juan?
Well, I just disagree. I think it was a political event. I think that there was tremendous Tea Party involvement. I think Glenn Beck inviting Sarah Palin made it all the more clearly a political event. And I think lots of people showed up out of antipathy towards big government, taxes, tax and
But there was
spend,
no talk
frustration.
about any of that.
No, but that's why they showed up. I don't think there's any question. That's why people came to celebrate that moment, and it was a tremendous turnout. But again, I think that Bill Kristol said, "Oh, there was tremendous age split." I didn't see the age split. I mean, to my eye, what it looked like was older white people who are very frustrated. The people who were upset about the health care plan, they feel that their entitlements are going to be cut. People who are upset and think that maybe their taxes would be increased because of it. And I think it's evidence of the tremendous divide that we see now in the American political spectrum, which is that young people, minorities, women, for the most part, independents until recently, have been on the Obama side. What's happening now as we approach the midterm is a lot of those independents and women, I think, have become disenchanted with Obama. But in terms of what Beck did and his performance on your show, it's like, wow, I'm amazed that people follow this guy.
Look, Ron can psychoanalyze these people all he wants, but I think two things are important. I do think the religious aspect is important. The conventional wisdom was Tea Party is a very Perot-like economic conservative. All that social issue stuff, that's gone away. I think what this reminds us is that a lot of that sentiment is socially conservative in a deep way. I mean, worries about religion, about religion's role in the public square, and secondly, patriotic. I mean, what was this event for, incidentally? What did the money go to? It went to wounded warriors, special warriors, families of special warriors,
yes,
who had been special ops warriors who had been killed. The most moving part of the event, I thought, was when Sarah Palin introduced those three veterans who had served. I think the degree to which, I mean, fairly or unfairly, and you could say this shouldn't be partisan, the degree to which conservatives have become identified with sort of being pro-military and patriotic. If I were in the Obama administration, I would be looking at the president's visit to Fort Bliss Tuesday at his speech Tuesday night and really trying to emphasize what I think he believes, which is he should pay tribute to the warriors, and not just as victims. Not we're going to spend more money at the VA for traumatic stress syndrome, which is important also, but really praise their heroism and what they did in the war.
All right. We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you all. Panel, tell us what you think the meaning, the significance, and the fallout from the Beck rally will be. And check in with us on FoxNewsSunday.com throughout the week. We'll see you right back here next Sunday.